All right, so our speaker today is Marcelo Vidal. He's a PhD candidate at the Federal University of Amazonas in the Conservation and Biodiversity Program. He has a master's certificate in ecology from the National Institute of Amazonian Research. Mr. Vidal worked 2 years for the Environmental Department of the Amazonas State and 6 years for the Brazilian Institute of the Environment and Renewable Natural Resources. In 2009, he became an environmental analyst at the Chico Mendes Institute for Biodiversity Conservation, working for the National Center for Research and Conservation of Amazon Biodiversity. In 2012, he joined the staff of the National Center for Research and Conservation of Socio-Biodiversity, which is more focused on people. And overall, he's accumulated extensive experience in the management of natural resources, especially the use of wildlife in participatory methodologies and development of biodiversity conservation projects. So, welcome our speakers.
Thank you for all, and thanks for DCB for getting me this space. So I will try to speak about how the process to manage the tourism interactive with the Amazon River dolphin, especially in Anavilhanas National Park. Okay, it's part of my PhD. So, in many places in the world, there are activities, tourism activity focused on the interaction with the whales and dolphins. And this kind of activity we can do sometimes feeding the animals and also playing and maybe also swimming with the cetacean. Okay. That activity occur in all the continents and very diverse countries in the world, like Argentina, Brazil, and USA, and Australia, New Zealand, and others. And I will focus my presentation in Brazil, where is so common, especially in three protected areas there. Okay. Abrolhos National Park is very common the tourism to interaction with humpback whale, and Fernando de Noronha National Park occurred the tourism with spiny dolphin, and in Anavilhanas National Park in Central Amazonia, the tourism is to interact with the Amazon River dolphin or Oto. So we'll speak about the Anavilhanas National Park. Is a federal protected area in the Amazonas state in the north of Brazil. Anavilhanas National Park is near from Manaus, around 200 kilometers. Manaus is here, and Anavilhanas National Park there. The protected area is located in front of the Novairão city, a small city in the right margin of the Negro River. The protected area was created in 1981, like a ecological station, one of the most restricted protected area in the Brazilian system. And in 2008 was redefined to national park. But when the protected area was created, a lot of problems and conflicts and the restrictions result because the local residents used all the system, all the river and the islands to many activities, to fish it, to hunt it, to extract goods. And when the area was closed, many conflicts starting. Okay. It's around 350,000 hectares in the Anavilhanas National Park, involving unflooded and wetlands. Unflooded is called their terra firme forest, and wetlands in Igapó, stream lakes, and around 400 islands. It's the second bigger fluvial archipelago in the world. And the Amazon River dolphin, or Inia geoffrensis, the specific name, called also pink river dolphin, or boto vermelho, or boto for the local residents. The name pink river dolphin is not common locally. That's a name from Jacques Cousteau, call it. But it's not pink. Uh, the species is very, very charismatic and very peaceful. Peaceful. It's the biggest dolphin, river dolphin in the world. It's around 250 feet, 50 meters and 200 kilos. It's a very different dolphin, especially the coastal fins and the rostrum. In Brazil, the main threats to boto is the capture and intentional killing for bait. Nowadays, time areas, boto is captured to that bait to capture a small fish called piracatinga. Uh, and now the fisheries for piracatinga is prohibited in Brazil. The commercial fish. Both have other of the endangered the capture and accidental death in fisheries net. Uh, in many places in the Amazon, the construction of the dams is other problem to the habitat of bottles. And nowadays, the inordinate increase of tourism, it's not a problem. It's about this is my thesis. So the interactive tourism, Amazon River Dolphin and Manus National Park started in 1998 in the floating restaurant. It's a wooden structure where Marilda, the owner, starts to get off the rest of the plates, the fish in the water, and the bottles coming to feed in this part. And the visitors of the restaurant uh, would like to feed in the animal, and she started to sell fishes portions to offer them to the bottles. Uh, and this is a view from the restaurant in that time, in the past. This is a daughter, her daughter. And the time passed, and Marilda became famous, frequent in many TV programs. A lot of travels around the world to divulgate the experience to with the bottles, because bottle is as considered an enchanted animal in the Amazon. Okay, won a lot of money, and the tourism to Filibotos became the main attraction in the Anavilhanas National Park and in the municipality of Nova Leão. So, based or considering the example of Marilda and Anavilhanas National Park, other enterprise is starting to offer this activity. And nowadays we have five more uh, enterprise near Manaus. From Manaus to Marilda enterprise, we have a 200 kilometers just. And all these five enterprise are so close between around 5 kilometers each one of the other. And we have also similar activities in Barcelos and Igapuaçu in Amazon, and Santarém and Pocajuba in Pará. The activities dispersing around the Amazonian. Oh, this is important. These five enterprises are in state protected area. Okay, the only one in the national park is the Anavilhanas Mariuda. So when I start my my project in the semi-view, uh, I observed many problems in the area. Uh, this problem, uh, the absence of rules and monitoring their activities, that resulting in negative consequence to the animals and to the visitors, like the alcohol beverage in the interaction areas. Uh, is in the rear of the floating restaurant. Bottles being attracted in the feeding in the beach in like 50 centimeters of the water. Uh, the animal is putting her body in the sand. The quantity of the tourists, it's around. There is a master study that resists around 40 tourists uh, interacting with around 5 photos. Many people in interaction. Uh, Other problem in that time when I started this in 2010, the quantity and the quality of the offered fish. Sometimes the fish offered was uh, frozen or maybe many hours outside under the sun and go to the bottles and sometimes the quality is not good. And uh, the visitors uh, buy the portions fish and when finish it and they wouldn't like wouldn't not don't would buy more portions, starting to falling the animals with the hands or boots or sandals, and just like this many times. And it's a problem because sometimes we have more accidents like bites in the hands, and the tourists go to the hospital and would like to process this and review the bottles and it's not recognized that's a problem yourself. Uh, in that time in 2010, the floating, the restaurant floating is very proximate to the, the harbor, the port of the Novo Leão, and the other enterprise like a gas station, a floating gas station, and the many residuals in the water. It's very problem. And traffic and anchorage of boats, vessels, etc. So, but we have many positive points also in the activity. Photos is a starting point to the visitor goes to the Naganas National Park to visit the island, the beach, and the forest. Um, it's an incoming generation to the restaurant, to Marilda, to the hotels, to the city in general. Uh, and a very opportunity, a very good opportunity to research with an animal that is very hard to have a directly encounter in the nature or approach. And it's a very charismatic animals that you can use like a flag species, conserve other aquatic mammals and the environment of Anavilhanas. So the tourism can be used like a sustainable use of bottles, no necessity to kill them, and it's alternative against the capture. That's photoism. Yeah, shocked. So it's important. I said that in Brazil it doesn't have a legislation, federal legislation that prohibit the feeding the animals. Just in specific protected area like Fernando de Noronha and Iguaçu National Park, it's prohibited to feeding the animals. In general, we don't have yet the prohibition to feeding the wildlife. So this is the objectives of my thesis, and I will focus just in the participatory proposal to regulate the tourism with photos in the Navillanas and in the Amazon also. So in the first semester of 2010, we organize a work group to discuss the planning of the activity in the national park. And we meet in the Amazonas State Tourism Department, the Department of Protected Area of the state, many NGOs with working in the Amazonia area, the National Institute to Research of Amazonia, the Center of ICMBio to Aquatic Mammals, the IBAMA, the National Institution to protect the environment protection outside the protected areas. And we realized that the first seminar just to leveling the activity and between the participants. In that seminar, we talk about the tourism in protected area, tourism with aquatic mammals, the biology of the Amazon River dolphin, and in the second seminar, we elaborated a proposal with the rules that is necessary to comply to do the activity. So in October 2010, that proposal was sent to ICMBio headquarters in Brasilia. And the proposal have three parts as very distinctive. The first one is location, the minimum structure about the floating, the rules to visitation, interaction between the visitors, and the rules to the tourism and boats. October 2010. In April 2012, Anavilhanas National Park published an ordinance that prohibited the visitor to feeding the animals. It's a good advance, okay, but just inside the Anavilhanas National Park, just in the federal protected area. The problem in the state areas continue. Okay. So, considering the delay of the publication of a federal regulation in 2013, the Amazon government state organized with us a work group to try regulate the activity in the state areas. And the discussion was in the State Environment Council, very good, but 3 months after starting the discussion in the council, a juridical decision affirmed that the competence to regulate the activities just with the ICMBio is not to the state, and the discussion uh, just penalized. Um, well, independent of the decision, we starting the change in the tourism with photos in Anavindu National Park. And we offered the course to the different actors, the themes in Amazon ecology, biology, and conservation of the aquatic mammals, about the dolphin, and sustainable tourism. That course were offered to the guides, to the representative persons in the Novo Irão area. Uh, we changed the location of the floating to around 200 meters from the port and the gas station. We delimited the area that prohibited the navigation around the float and around the area where the boat is interaction is in the interaction with visitors. And it's good to important to affirm that it's not a net. Okay? It's just a line, a floating line. The boats are free to come in and go. Okay. Uh, the the floating now have there is a ramp for the wheelchair. Now is an obligation, a lecture before the visitors go through the interaction with the animals, and invest in secondary attractives. That's the most important. Now, just the employment, uh, feeding the dolphins. Uh, if we prohibit the feeding, the activity just ends. And we are creating a new problem, economical problem to Novo Irão. So we organized with the, the necessity to only the employment feed the dolphin in feed section now. It's around 80 sessions to feed the animals. And at times, the employment just offered that 2 kilos of fish to each animals that frequent the floating. 2 kilos is around 40% the necessity diary of an animal, adult animal. So 60 other percent the animal needs to go to hunt. Um, we have now we have a number, the number, the control number in the emergent platform, and we have a submerged platform where the visitor can enter, but it's not allowed to swim with the animals, and there's obligation to use the best life, uh, and just after the feeding section. So we invest in marketing strategy to divulgate the homes, and this is many program knows program in Brazil, Jornal Nacional, Domingo Espetacular, programa do Richard. It's a very popular presenter in Brazil. We produce a 200 of a poster to divulgate the roles and in the airport, in ports, in the hotels, in many areas. A banner about the the body of the bottles and the functions with each part. I published some articles and notes in National Geographic, Ciência Hoje, and other specific and scientific magazines. So, but just in Anavinhanas National Park, that was organized So in the August of 2015, uh, we realized that a national workshop involving many research center of the ICMBio and protected areas. In that moment, we're starting to create a legislation about not more just with bottles and tourists, but about the interaction between cetaceans, sirenians, and visitors. And so I hope in September, now in September, in the end of September, that new legislation that proposed can be sent to the environment minister in Brazil. If it's occurs, will be a good step to coordinate the activity so with the Amazon River dolphin, but the cetacean sirene in Brazil. So that's it. Then thank you.